We are back with the Screen Team on today's talk, KWOC, brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, where Walmart is next door to us. Also, the folks at Fearless Social and Poplar Bluff Drywall. We've got Chelsea and Matt in the studio. We've taken care of some pretty good films. The Big Green was one of them. We're going to be doing Victor Frankenstein, but our next film is St. Vincent. This film came out in 2014, I believe. It's about a young boy whose parents have just divorced, and he finds an unlikely friend who is Bill Murray. And Bill Murray he's a character in this. He's definitely a grumpy old man in this particular film. I'm interested to see what your initial thoughts were with this film. Chelsea, what did you think?
I liked the film. Probably not enough to watch it all the time or over and over, but
right.
I liked it enough. Some parts of it, touched me and made me cry.
Is this true?
Yes.
Did she cry? Wow. All right.
Yeah. I was almost afraid he was going to stop the movie and what's wrong, but luckily he didn't. He just knew that I was crying. Yeah. It's Chelsea.
What were some of the parts? What didn't you like about it? Was it the slow pacing of it? Because it is a comedy, but there are some parts where it's kind of slow and they're trying to get character development going on.
I didn't really like the slow pacing. It made it feel like a drawn out movie. I also didn't like, and I don't know if Matt can attest to this or not, but I didn't like characters that weren't used to their environment trying to blend. I don't know if that makes sense.
So some of these characters, are you talking about like Naomi Watts, who was Bill Murray's, I guess, girlfriend in this film?
Yeah,
she was like the prostitute in this film. Lady of the Night. Thank you. That's a better way of saying that.
Can you say that on the radio?
I just did. We're going to find out on Monday whether or not I can say it again. What did you think about Melissa McCarthy's character? She was the mom. I thought it was kind of a cool switch about to see her play something different.
Yeah, that was one of the things, because I love Melissa McCarthy, hands down, but I did like the switch in roles, which I loved her in Mike and Molly. She was pretty... she had a couple of comedic comments, but she was kind of straightforward, and I liked her as a, the struggling single mom. This is what, some people go through this, and I thought she did really well in that role.
Matt, do you agree with old Chelsea over here?
Well, I actually, I had some reserves because I thought, well, it's Bill Murray kind of just doing a late career cash grab. It's going to be Melissa McCarthy and a Melissa McCarthy role.
Yeah.
Here we go. But I was actually surprised that the movie was still as good as it was. Now, I recognize that McCarthy has the Mike and Molly mentality, but it was still you're not doing anything different. I still see what you've already done. Bill Murray kind of had a change. I'll admit, he's not the greatest actor of all time, but he's one of the greats, especially in the comedic role.
Yeah.
But overall, St. Vincent reminded me of a almost happier version of Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Where it was a grumpy old man with like an unfortunate family moved in next door.
That's a great film, by the way.
A connection there of different worlds colliding, and you see a good story at the end.
He does so many crazy things with that kid. He takes him to like the racetrack and just so many, inappropriate things, but definitely funny things for the film. Obviously, at least in my mind, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but one of the best scenes was the very end where the little kid kind of shows the world, or at least his class, that Bill Murray's character is a hero to him, even though watching this film, you're like, no, I don't think so. But that was one of the best scenes. Did you guys have favorite scenes of the film?
Go ahead, Chelsea.
I don't know. I kind of lean. That was my breakdown scene. But I also really like the scene of him being in the hospital and them helping him with the reversal of the roles. He didn't, doesn't realize that he's actually helping this kid by showing him some of the bad parts of life, I guess, trying to tough him up.
Yeah.
But with that kid going through my parents are divorcing, his mom's constantly gone and hard seeing his dad, so he didn't have that man figure, I guess. And so I like the fact that, I guess, the little boy kind of fell in love with Bill Murray's character as that kind of mentality, and so he was, I'm going to help you since you've helped me.
Yeah.
And so that was one of my favorite scenes. I thought it was fun.
Matt?
The movie, another slight complaint I had was the there's not a whole lot of foundation. You always, who's that person exactly? Who's this person exactly? Mm-hmm. And as the story goes along, you start finding out and all that. One of my favorite scenes was actually, without giving too much away, is when he goes to see that lady in the other nursing home, and you're wondering who is that lady.
Oh, yeah.
And then when the story arc happens with her, and he's wondering where she's at, that to me showed a change in his character, and it was actually a Bill Murray that I hadn't seen in a long time, where he actually uses his acting skills to portray something that his character doesn't show in the movie before that. So that was one of my favorite scenes, because it kind of hit, everything started clicking at that point of who this character is, and you really got to see his acting chops with that. So
very good. Chelsea said that this is a film she, could possibly watch again, but maybe not. What about you? What do you think?
I would watch it again. It would have to be one of those lazy Sundays. We're done with the chores. Let's just sit back and watch a good heart movie, or maybe get a few laughs in. Sure, let's watch that again. But I'm not going to take it on a Friday night and be like, everyone needs to watch this.
Right.
It's definitely worth watching, maybe a few times afterwards. But
okay. I think it's rated R because there was some bad language and stuff like that, right? I think there was.
Yeah.
But there was no crazy nudity or violence or anything like that, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's a little bit. I don't remember much nudity, but I think there's a little.
I think we see Bill Murray's stomach. That might be it.
Oh, it's terrible.
But anyway, I guess probably teenagers and older can dig this film.
Maybe young adult.
Young adult.
Older. I wouldn't let my teen watch it.
Okay, cool. I'm getting at here.
Strict parenting.
The movie's called St. Vincent. Coming up after the break, we're going to review Victor Frankenstein. We'll have our review on that next on Today's Talk, 930 KWC.